when I was saying earlier about the network, I mean social media, the hard reset. What was I saying? I was gonna say something. I can't remember. In this situation right now, though, y'all, I'm back on this issue at hand. Really, man, it's just these people that is scared. From what I'm looking at it on a small scale, from when I seen it on a small scale before any of this years ago, when God showed me this, I'm sitting here wondering, now, do this happen to everybody when they wait patiently for justice? When you wait patiently on God? Because I was just thinking about changing the network out myself, but it might not be smart to do it right now, because if God taking care of it, then these wires are tracked. So if you change the network, that could possibly, if everybody's doing their job like they're supposed to, that could possibly derail everything. So I might just let them stay on, because they stuck. Whoever did that stuck. They can't move. You can't move no more. I think stuff like that, you can only do it once. But these people are the hard reset online. If we're gonna go into currency online, this gotta be fixed, y'all. It's a mess. It's a total mess. If we want to be in God's energy, God is energy. If you want energy to evolve, if you want electronics and technology to evolve, this gotta be rectified. This gotta be rectified. This gotta be fixed. This gotta be fixed. Don't even think about putting people currency on them when it's a mess like that. I mean, at this rate, a poor man can take all the money from a billionaire just like that overnight. It's moving that fast, moving at a speedily pace. If I was y'all, I'd get on it now, because the way they getting people, they getting more and more intelligent on how to rob and how to take out people, and they practicing with people like me that ain't got no. They feel that don't have no resources to back themselves up, and that's all they need is to practice on people like me to get the big ones. So once they done got them all, and they see they got away with it, they coming. They coming, because they looking for that lick. They truthfully ain't looking for creativity. They truthfully ain't clout chasing. They looking for that lick, that one lick to keep them in their house for the rest of their life. Keep them relaxed for the rest of their life, which that ain't gonna work neither. But I'm just saying, it's some kind of imagination they got. But God showed me on a small scale how this works. And I remember getting attacked like that. I've been attacked like this probably this will be probably the 4th or 5th time in my life. And I always had to wait 5 to 10 years. I always had to sit still for 5 to 10 years because of it. And the attacks was crucial, devastating. The attacks was crucial. They were devastating. At this rate, people just wanna. At this rate, people just trying to stay out of trouble. But God showed me on a small scale, because I got attacked on a real small scale. And what it was, the people who attacked me, it was lovers and all that involved. They finally got away with it. They went off, slept with each other, messed with each other. Then they started beefing with one another, and they broke apart from each other. Then they started snitching on each other, and it led to a, oh my God, disaster path for all of them. None of them gained nothing. Everybody lost everything, even their minds. The ones that thought thought they got away with it, lost their minds. It was just awful. It was an awful thing to watch. But yeah, that's how it happened. Like they just go down, and then they want to come back to it. That's really what it is. Just change. Like I heard it's some way you can sell your soul and make a lover stand still. And when you do that, you pretty much swapping that energy out again. And when that happens, in their mind, they thinking they can just go out here and do whatever, and they gonna come back to you. That lover ain't gonna want you though, cause the lover cleaner. Now that you made them stay still, cause the lover discipline. And they were thinking that they were gonna put that lover in a confined state to wreck themselves while they wrecking themselves. And then they two nasty people can just get together. It ain't gonna ever be like that. Y'all need to stop doing that. That's a waste of soul to sell. I wouldn't sell a soul anyway. But out of everything you can add save for, you're already going through the process of selling souls. What the hell are you thinking about? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Narcissists are so evil. They don't even know how to make a wish right. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's a lot of brilliant and smart and it's incredible people that got involved in this. Y'all went on wrong. I'm telling you, I warned y'all. My ancestors ain't never let nobody got away with nothing. And I'm trying to get out of this, talking about this situation and get more. I guess God don't want, maybe, you know what? Maybe God don't want me to, because that's all going to be part of my book. That book going to be outstanding. I already told y'all enough, really. And y'all already see it. Everybody already intrigued in it. The book is going to be the Holy Grail, bro. I already know. So maybe God don't want me to talk about that book. And one thing beautiful about a book, you can't just steal a book like you steal everything else. Not with the way not with this structural floor plan that I got. Oh no. It'll probably be the next best thing since the Bible. Maybe. I just gotta get to a peaceful situation, a peaceful place in my life. But they buried me behind a wall. Ain't nobody my uncle now. I keep hearing David name. Brad, I keep hearing Brad. Ain't a bunch of kinfolk. It would have been a lot better to support your family, wouldn't it? Instead of trying to play, instead of trying to take it from the dark skins. In this family, it was a bad, very bad habit of taking from the dark skin in the family and giving it to the light skin. And everybody worshiping the light. I ain't never looked at that. I thought that was garbage. That's slave. That's a slave mentality. I thought that was complete and utter garbage as a child. And I stayed away from them then because I knew something wrong with them. But hopefully now y'all getting y'all stuff together. Hopefully, I don't know. I really don't care. I know y'all was terrible when it come down to parents and stuff like that. Y'all just awful. Terriblest kid, terriblest parents. I don't know how. Oh, one of the things in the Astro was like how my grandparent helped. Never mind, let me just be quiet. Because that ain't even worth the words. But yeah, to fix this situation, I truthfully believe it's gonna have to be a hard reset on social media. But before, y'all need to get everybody's stuff to the point where nobody can go into their livelihood. You build all these bunkers, you spend all these monies on bunkers and stuff. You should have been focusing on how to make the network a safer place to work. We already know the currency gonna go on now. Everything probably gonna go on now. If you want to get to that guy like energy, God is energy. Network is God. You know what I'm saying? God is energy. You're gonna have to organize, straighten up, and clean up and get right. You can't. God ain't gonna let y'all dusty selves go over there like that. That's disgusting. That's just disgusting. You need to thank God that you elevated where you elevated to when it comes down to technology and online networking and social media. Just to sit there and let all these people, I've seen more people in 5 years that work honestly lose their security, lose their well-being, lose their whole life. And the only reason why I feel they didn't get justice is because they started descending. When somebody get hit that hard, when somebody life get taken, it's always starting with a divorce. When somebody that's why I don't play that relationship stuff. I like to play games with people on social media. You know, like I said, I got a little girlfriend and stuff. So man, it's a joke though. It's not real. And you know, but just sitting out and actually getting married. Oh Lord, God will have to put it together. God will have to put that together. My God, because you don't know who to trust no more. Because man, like I said, I had a beautiful young lady with me, and every time we went out somewhere, somebody would offer her $600 to sleep with them, and she told me out her own mouth, which was real, and I respected it. She said, "How many times you think I could turn that down?" So you just gotta be stand straight up, bro. It's hard to stand straight up. I understand, cause hell, it took me 20 years to learn how to stand straight up. It's hard to stand straight up. I just thank God I had the time to waste trying to get here, because I knew if I wasn't elevated to this point, I ain't had no place in heaven either, you know, despite how good everybody thought I was. Because heaven, everybody in heaven is real. That's why I say you never know. Now that I say that, I'm giving y'all a clear understanding of who might really be in heaven. When you sit here and think about it, I said everybody in heaven is real. I ain't say everybody in heaven was Christian. I ain't say everybody in heaven was Muslim. I ain't say everybody. I said everybody in heaven was real. There's a difference. So how many of y'all can just sit back and look at y'all selves and say that, say, man, how many of us are real though? It could be a room full of anybody, you know. How many of us are truly real though? You see what I'm saying? You could be in a boss room, a room that's over millions of people, and y'all can sit there and listen to what I'm saying and say, darn, how many of us are real? Bro, because think about it, we've been programmed to not be real just to have something. That was Satan's gift to us, really. So now when you sit back and really think about it, heaven, everybody in heaven is real. The beautiful thing about it, it means that anybody can go to heaven, no matter what level in the field they are on. You know what I'm saying? Whether they in the streets or in the merchant business, don't matter. As long as they was real. Was you real in the streets? Well, was you real in the merchant business? Well, see what I'm saying? What does it mean to be real in the streets? I can't really say that online. I can't say that online. I can tell you this though. I was around pimps, players, and hustlers, and prostitutes, and drug dealers, and none of them forced me to do nothing. And I called them real individuals when I was a child. When I was unable to defend myself, when I was unable, they actually, not only did they do nothing wrong to me, they defended me. And they was plugged in. Everybody respected them, and they made sure I stayed safe. I can tell you that. I gotta thank God for that. Some of them was in my family tree as well. Like Benjamin. I don't want to say nobody else's name. Since his name already done been out there, I don't mind saying that. But some of them turned on me as well though. But when I needed them the most, this is what I'm trying to say, y'all. Yeah, we have a problem when I growed up and got older, and still probably to this day. But when I needed them the most was when I was a child that couldn't defend myself. When I was a child that could have either got raped, a child that could have either got molested, a child that could have either been forced drugs, a child that could have just been easily forced to do anything. When I really needed them, they were there the right way. That's all that matters. That for me at the moment, that's what matters. All right, that's all I'm gonna say about the street though. That'll give y'all a good idea, because I know how hard it is. When you're in the street, you feel like you gotta survive. You gotta live off the street because of the way the program is in this life, and it's just a curse. It's a black man's curse. I'm talking to everybody, but at this point, I'm trying to say it's a black man's curse when it comes down to these streets. Because, like I said, I'm gonna go back to Jesus. Is you still participating in the same thing that did Jesus like that? And obviously we are. You know, look at this situation. This is a beautiful situation. This situation deserves a book. I told God the other day, as bad as my life was, I thank God it's a privilege to be able to do this for God. When I got in my purpose, I hated my life before my purpose, y'all. I was disgusted with my life before my purpose, and I was almost a non-believer. But when I got in my purpose, everything made sense. Everything came together. And I said, God, it is a privilege to be able to help you in this situation. This deserves a book. This is gonna be an outstanding book. This book is gonna be about situations like this, how people can avoid situations like this, get out of situations like this. This book is gonna have higher learning understanding when it comes down to the spiritual realm and the physical realm. The book is gonna be so complex. I need my space to myself. And that's why I'm glad I'm in this situation, because right now I ain't got nothing but time to think about it. But when I finally get out of this situation and get peace, get back into, not peace, 'cause I got peace, but get back into a more studies atmosphere, it's gonna be on with that book. I'm gonna be disappearing. I'm gonna be gone again. You ain't gonna see me again. Gone probably another 5 years again, just focusing on that book. Because in order to write this book, I'm gonna have to meditate and pray even harder. And I'm gonna have to go in and out of the astro a lot more than what I'm doing now, which would probably be about 4 hours again, 4 to 6 hours again of meditation a day, just to get this book done in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? I think it was absolute privilege though, y'all, because I see all the good, even not y'all who's stealing everything, making these walls. Y'all just got in the way. All that. What was you gonna do if you did what you did to me? Well, I know about the money you stole. You ate that up, gobble gobble. That's what ducks and chickens do. You know, you did all that. So what was you gonna do though? Your life is miserable. Let me tell you something, addicts out there and people that got to addict. I ain't talking about people just on drugs. I'm talking about people who are addicted to crazy stuff. I'm born in this. You don't rob somebody who can give you an opportunity to get out of that just to make sure you can live in that. That's Satanist. You don't do that. You don't ever even think about doing nothing like that. That's disgusting. That is so dark and disgusting. That's almost like saying, you might well rule out the saying, get around people that know more than you, do better than you, so you can start doing better yourself. If you're gonna get around people that do better, that know more than you, and that can help you better yourself, just to rob them so they could be just like yourself, what the hell is wrong with y'all out there? Weirdos. And I'm telling you, I got my ex. You was with another woman. I was with a woman, okay? My ex was with another woman. So all these videos y'all sending me, this other woman and all that, they ain't mine. These ain't mine. I'm just trying to cipher through them and get what little good I can out of. These messages belong to them. But that's another thing I want to hit on. I want to hit on this one more time. Whoever helped y'all swap this network out like this, you would have had to do this to such a scale to where it affected a lot of people. Now think about all the people out there who's getting messages from guys and higher up, important people that y'all swapped up that y'all don't even know about, just to attack one person. Are y'all crazy? I would have locked you up. I'd have locked you up a long time ago. And now now the effect that y'all done had on society, y'all done already like 2/3 of people is affected. 2/3 of people in the world is affected physically in all the leagues. Cause y'all probably some people, I had even heard so many people caught the pack, caught a serious terminal disease because of this. When you gonna stop? And when are you gonna make these people stop? This is evil. Hell, at this rate, by this time, Satan himself would have locked them up. So what we gonna do? You just gonna keep letting it go to get around to your house? Lord have mercy, just lock them up already. Get rid of them. Lock them up. Because you're going to save them from, hopefully you're going to save them from hell, because by going to prison, they're going to be able to think about all this evil they've been doing their whole life. And they're going to be able to talk to God about it. And hopefully God will have mercy on their life and be able to help them by the time they get ready to get out of here. That'll be a blessing to these people. Y'all, they don't want to die, do you? You want to send them to prison because they're too old. I wouldn't care. You do the crime, you do the time. That's what they told me. And I ain't do none of it. I was doing time for everybody else. This was so perversely wicked. And then I told the women out there, I said, y'all gonna get over here and you're gonna sleep with these dusty, no good for nothing, loser scumbags. And then you're gonna wish you were with me. Then you're gonna sabotage my life with all the other lovers that's coming after you, whether you're a new lover or not, because there's some new lovers came in here and joined their side. And then you just keep going. Why you just stop? Just stop. You're already in psycho mode, right? You already arrested by sin, right? You already stuck, right? No matter if you got money or not, you stuck. You in a cycle, right? There go your sign right there. You ain't getting away with. They still working hard. I can hear them in the Astro. They working hard. They enjoying themselves, actually. I ain't got nothing to do. I mean, I ain't got nothing. I'm enjoying myself. I ain't got no love. I ain't got nobody. I just got my little online friend. I don't even hear from her no more, though. She ain't even been sending me no videos since I've been calling her online girlfriend. She gone. But, I ain't been hearing from nobody. But I ain't got nobody. That's what I'm trying to say. I ain't got nobody. I ain't in no hurry. So when I get blessings from God, I give them back to my ancestors and let them be able to take care of all this mess right here. Let it help them to take care of all this mess. Because I know now that since I've been going in the spiritual and physical, I know now blessings is more than worth way more than gold. And I've been spending the hell out of them on my ancestors, letting them get powered up, and they just enjoying themselves. So I hope this helps somebody out there. But like I said, y'all pay attention to the network, man. Thankfully, I'm strong standing there myself. But y'all watch out, man. If they swap my network, a lot of people got swapped. These messages, they good messages, but they're going to the wrong people. It might have to be a hard reset on social media. Y'all did so much that y'all let them do it just to take out. I'd have stopped. That was a clear sign right there. Especially if you got the chosen one or somebody in boxes and bottles and stuff, and you done went to the point where you gotta swap up energy. No, that's too much. If I was the big dog, I'd have said, no, we finna go ahead and stop that. No, we finna stop that. That's total chaos. Who wanna deal with that headache? I done dealt with computers. I had a studio. Who wanna deal with that headache? You can't get 10 hackers to wanna do that unless you finna pay them $10 million a piece. No, hell no. Unless they love you like they love me. No, I wouldn't. No, y'all did too much. Hell no, take your crime. You do the crime. You hard, ain't you? You tough, ain't you? You doing all them, you tough, ain't you? You hard, ain't you? You do the crime, you do time.